Better Men, and basically what has happened thus far is two roommates are in a house with a crying baby, and neither of them want to answer the crying baby or what's going on with it. And the father, who is a security guard, roughly around the same age as these men, who are all about my age, comes in, grabs the baby, and is now comforting the baby. Oh, and one more thing. When I read this the first time, someone didn't know what a bong was. It's a device for smoking marijuana, and the girl thought it was crack, so she was really offended by it. So, just clearing that up. The baby was crying, but was finally calming down as the man in the security outfit was holding her. Just then a skinnier man came running in shirtless, in pajama pants, with his dreadlocks spouting off his head into his face. "Hey man, I didn't know you were going to be back this early," the skinny guy said, out of breath from running down the hall. The man holding the baby, calming it, the baby was still mildly crying. The man said nothing, obviously frustrated and distracted. "Hey bro, I think she's hungry. I'll go get a bottle," the skinny guy said, then ran and scampered off. The man in the security uniform went to the other side of the room and sat down in a recliner with the baby and started rocking back and forth to try to get the baby to calm down. Not 2 seconds later, the skinny man stumbled back in. "Hey Casey, here you go man, feed the little girl. She always gets hungry around this time, but you know, you're usually not here for it." "Yeah," Casey said. "Do you guys always argue over who feeds her?" "Oh, you heard that, huh?" "Yeah, all the way from outside before I even got to the door." "Sorry about that man, it's just that I'm really high still, and I didn't think I could handle this right now." "I can tell, Jason," the skinny man. "You brought your bong instead of a bottle. Were you really going to give my kid bong water?" Just then Jason swiped away his dreads from his face and looked down to realize that he did grab his bong instead of the baby bottle. In fact, he'd even put the bong in the microwave, much like the kitchen, smelling of Northern Lights weed he had smoked earlier. "Oh damn, my bad broski," Jason said. Casey couldn't help but laugh a little, the father, at Jason's stunned state of mind and overall confusion. "So Jason, you got out of bed. Why didn't Doug come and check on little Cadence here?" "Oh dude, he's way pissed off right now." "What for?" "Well, he totally slept with this fat chick accidentally and he didn't want to leave, so he's still in bed with her." Both men sort of looked at each other, and after Jason had mentioned that, they both started laughing uncontrollably, which in turn made the baby cry loudly again. "Alright man, you can go back to bed. I'm going to go feed Cadence here, and then I'll get some sleep too," Casey said, moving his large frame up from the recliner, still holding Cadence. "Night, broski," Jason said as he walked out with bong in hand. "Why don't you want me to meet your roommates?" Tiffany, the really, really heavy-set blonde, said. "Because they're all busy and probably all off at work. It's past noon, you know," Doug responded, trying to get Tiffany to leave without the roommates seeing her to avoid the embarrassment that would ensue. Which was a failed plan because the house had hardwood floors, which made noises when walked on. So nevertheless, Jason, who was rolling a joint out in the living room, heard Tiffany and Doug trying to creep out. "Oh, hey broski, is this the girl you've been telling me about?" Jason said in a joking manner. Tiffany's enormous cheeks blushed as she turned to smile at Dave, who had a deer in the headlights look. "Yeah, that's me," Tiffany said back. Dave, on the other hand, waited till Tiffany turned around and made a remark towards Jason, and the remark involved two middle fingers and mouthing the word. To make matters worse for Dave, at the time that Casey walked out of his room in his pajamas, holding the barely awake baby Cadence. "Aww!" Tiffany squealed and ran over to the baby. Tiffany immediately started making all the noises women do around babies, talking in funny ways, complimenting the daddy holding the baby. "Is the baby sleepy?" "Oh, I bet you is. I bet you is," Tiffany continued on. Casey then adjusted his arms, moving the baby away from Tiffany, making her look up in an almost offended manner. "Ma'am, please don't eat my baby," Casey said rather carelessly, maintaining a straight face. Jason could not maintain a straight face. Instead, he dropped the joint he was rolling as he fell into the floor laughing in stitches. Even though Dave's face was mostly concealed with a huge beard, it was apparent he wanted to die laughing as well. Even Cadence let out a small baby cackle while smiling and flailing her little arms around. Tiffany got flustered and stormed through the door, turning sideways when walking out so she could fit.